Thank you for joining me here for your weekly love reading. My name is Carolyn. It's for July 7th through 13th, 2025. These are messages coming directly from the Most High God to support the two of you and your union's evolution in this new earth. The past few weeks, God has been really clearing out the old programs, the old belief systems, all connected with the old earth templates and monarchs of the union templates and divine counterparts, and bringing in, ushering in, I'm hearing more of the new way of unions that the Most High has for us for this age of Aquarius. And again, these are Holy Grail unions. So these are very specific, connected to our genes, connected to our bloodline, where God is choosing two people from the Christ bloodline to come together in union and create that covenant marriage template and produce the new family tree template for this new age of Aquarius. So it's kind of like a restart, a regenesis of the original blueprints of union that was basically disrupted through separation, through duality, through fallen angels coming in, disrupting that, crossbreeding. A lot of these sorts of things had happened, and now it's time to regenerate. We've had to detox all of that out of us and regenerate our bodies, our health, and come to a physical 0 point on this level as well, and also emotionally and mentally, and then unify with God's source. And then through that union with God's source, that covenant marriage with God, that we have this external physical manifested union on the earth here as well. And so God is the Godhead, and it's basically simplifying and returning us back to this original template of union and the family unit, basically, and how that's set up under the Most High God. So let's see how the energies are progressing with this week. We have the Two of Swords coming through with the overall energy with Splitsville. It's leaving a relationship. A relationship is ending, not keeping in touch. And then the Ace of Wands coming through. This is what I'm hearing is the new monarch coming in here. So this, and it's a covenant bloodline is also what I'm hearing. So this could be with the Two of Swords. Again, seeing more clearly through our own guidance from the Most High into our own intuition, showing us what needs to be cleared away, left behind, that's connected with this old earth timeline and template, and not carry that system forward here any longer. So there's a continuation of a purification, and I feel like, or I'm seeing that messages are wanting to come in. So to not be ignoring it, and definitely it's kind of pulling us into our own inner dialogue here this week. So I think that's very purposeful, but you don't want to stay oblivious is what I'm hearing to these messages, the guidance, the information. Instead is an alignment coming in to hold space for you more, to regenerate your health, your well-being, the consciousness, the belief systems, and through purification. So a clearing is completing so that you can have a fresh perspective for both of you here, and especially on what's serving you, what's no longer serving you, because this is free will. So there's a lot of divine intervention. There's a lot of divine opportunities. The astrology is basically the algorithms of the firmament and how God's plan unfolds. But we have the free will choice to maximize the potentials with the opportunities that we're given, or ignore it, right? And so this is what I'm hearing, like no more regressing, especially around the emotional body here. Something needs to continue healing and collapsing. So there might, again, be more closure to the past that's still unfolding here, but you're processing through it. I think this is a progression of what's been, I'd say, the past since the solstice, about that. This is kind of the next chapter that's opened up of union and aligning to this new earth union. Okay, and so for you, in your thoughts, you do have the Six of Swords coming through. Feels like there's some family endings here. Maybe something with like a narcissistic parent, possibly, maybe narcissistic friends. There's some sort of relationships that's not necessarily a love relationship, but that maybe a pattern that's coming to an end here so that you can move away from this. So I think this is a continuation of closing down the old cycles that you've experienced in love. And we've got the Knight of Swords as well in your thoughts. And so this is definitely talking about breakthroughs. I just see a huge like shift has happened, basically. Like uh, you were here in terms of capacity of understanding or seeing clearly some the information coming through, and now it's another layer has lifted, and so it could be like revealing a whole new chapter of information basically for you to be processing through. And then we have riding the waves of positive manifestations, dreams coming true, and great things happening. So there's movement for sure happening for you this week, especially in the belief systems. I feel like you're really moving on from what has been. It's a comfort zone is also what I'm hearing. And you're ready to continue processing through this, elevating into this newer timeline here with a greater understanding. I think you've surrendered so that the old can collapse. Essentially, you're getting some sort of peace and closure is what it feels like, or you've gotten that this week or from last week, and you're moving on. So it feels like a total shift in consciousness is unfolding right now for you. We do have the King of Swords. So this is definitely speaking about that clarity of mind in the emotional body. Wow, 2 King of Swords. So both tarot decks, the King of Swords has come through here for you emotionally. And then we've got cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So this is, I think, the repeated patterns and cycles that you're cutting out this week here, especially emotionally. The consciousness is seeming to have grasped this, and now it's like the clearing is emotionally for you here. So you're not serving the devil is what I'm hearing. You're not going to continue going backwards. I'm also hearing emotional maturity, and it's all connected with your value and worth. So it's some sort of growth, and that you deserve better, and you know this. I also keep coughing here, so I cut it out obviously, but it's something with the throat chakra and getting this clearing. It could be, so we might be doing throat chakra clearing in the extended reading this week, or this is kind of the processing of clearing the blockages in this truth, and the King of Swords is coming in to clear this up and to also help you see, especially intuitively with the 2 of Swords here, to trust the messages, the guidance, the information. It could be dreams, it could be repeated messages you're getting on from other people, right? It could come in different ways, or just that inner knowing to continue listening to this intuitive information. That's new monarch is what I'm hearing. That's moving you into this new monarch, because it's and I'm hearing peace, love, and unity consciousness, and I'm hearing God say that is the only way. That is the only way of the new earth. So the Ace of Wands is the breakthrough coming through now. It's like taking you out of a very stuck, stagnant place is what it feels like, and movement's happening here. Okay, and so in the blockages, we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is what it feels like is connected with the family. This is energy vampires is what I'm hearing. People that have taken advantage of you, manipulated you here. The 2 of Pentacles with that. And then I also feel like it's you've just very trusted. Maybe there's been betrayal with people that you really trusted or should be able to trust. Like if it is family, people in your immediate environment, people that helped raise you, like people that should be the protectors. I feel like I'm hearing you're the chosen one though. So this is why the betrayal has happened on this level here. So something is coming into balance with the 2 of Pentacles. That's definitely taking you out of being stuck and stagnant. It feels like that this is a growth cycle. It's maturity again is what I'm hearing. And then we have passion is the last card with this. Having fun, equal balanced relationships, equal chemistry together here. So I feel like you didn't get that equality though, right? The right reciprocal relationship, and maybe this has also made you jaded is what I'm hearing as well, like innocently unconditionally loving, and then you got betrayed, right? And then so that creates the jadedness, the walls come up and these sorts of things. This is what we've been clearing, is bringing those walls down, right? The walls of protection because of the hurt that's happened. So because we're the chosen ones, the chosen ones are the ones that get attacked the most, right? And the spiritual war stuff. So that's really concluded here. But rejection wounding is what I'm hearing. And I think like even being named, like I'm hearing a father calling you names and stuff like that. Like there, as a perpetrator is what I'm hearing. Like there could have been really created some sort of victimhood and loss and cycles of repeating patterns of that because of, and I'm not saying like you had a totally abusive childhood, for example, but there could be like a comment here or a comment there, and it's great, great, great. And then that one kind of lashing out at you. And that one bad thing can really store in the nervous system and in our memories. And it's like, that's the one thing we focus on versus all of the good things that have happened, right? It's a betrayal wound is what I'm hearing as well. So these could be kind of the, if they're surfacing these memories as well, to clear them out, to just transmute, alchemize them, into love, let them go. It could be about understanding this, like there could be a lot of memories surfacing here this week to show you that these are outdated patterns and you are able to parent yourself and your inner child. Like this is something that you can now overcome, and I feel like you're fully equipped to do so here, and you're supported by God, right? So we have the Fool card as your action steps this week, with exclusive committed marriage, life partner, not dating other people. And I think this is what you're going to be attracting now. Wow, 5 of Pentacles coming in. Looks like siblings in this card as well. Lots of grief and lots of loss. And I think this pain, the stagnation here has what's created a pattern of the deceptive relationships, non-committal partners, for example. You're not getting that kind of end game of this union that God, this covenant marriage that God has for us, right? So this is the new beginning, to have that covenant union and to take you out of the stagnation here of the emotional suffering and pain and hurt that you've been experiencing. So there's like an opening now, finally. Definitely something's shifting here to leave this template behind, and it's probably a lifelong template that's been playing out here. But because God chose us to come into this family, have these experiences and release these cycles for the generations to heal, right? And to come on board with the Most High God, move forward into this new earth timeline here, become one with God's source as well, and merge into this union of the beloved template here, which will unfold automatically because God has handpicked these unions, covenant unions, again, is what I'm hearing. So I'm just hearing specifically to release the old and welcome the new. And so this new is coming in. Maybe the Capricorn full moon this week could be connected with parents, for example, some sort of like dominate control figures in life that have been the perpetrators. It feels like they're the ones that should have been providing the stability, the safety, the security, but you weren't fully getting that in all ways, especially emotional manipulation. And that feels very generational here too. Definitely, I see like a lot of childhood stuff. So to heal this completely, Fool card, and move on, Splitsville, and a new beginning, Ace of Wands. So to trust, I think the most important thing is don't don't reject what information and guidance is showing you because it's new. And because like get out of the comfort zone, right? Don't stay in a pattern because it's comfortable or because that's the belief system you have, right? Or whatever this might be. That's regression is what I'm hearing. So to trust that there's God's way, new way here to start with the Fool card. And it is happening here this week. but you're going to have to fully commit to God is what I'm seeing. Like, just keep listening and following what God is showing you to do, and don't just ignore everything else basically here. It's simple is what I'm hearing though. It's going to be simple. It's just an alignment. Okay, so for your counterpart this week, wow, 7 of Wands coming through here with baggage, and then the Prince of Wands. Okay. Karmic contracts is what I'm hearing. There's some sort of like entrapments that they've been in here. We've got baggage, not letting go, hanging on to the past. This is similar to what you're being asked to do, is let go, healing old patterns. And so I think these things have kept them stuck and stuck sacrificing, stuck in, yeah, I'm going to just say sacrificing here. So there's something, they're being taken out of this here this week. God's showing them the way. It feels like they're almost being like rescued in some sort of way here. Or there's a timing, an alignment with timing, but they don't have to sit in this energy here any longer. Let's see what emotionally we have. We've got 5 of Pentacles again here. Wow. With self-indulgence, focusing on yourself, self-worth, giving yourself time to heal, self-appreciation. And then we've got the Lovers card. It says honeymoon, really nice energy. So it's some sort of shadow aspect here is healing. I feel like it is connected with their masculine energy. There's the doorway to this new beginning that's open. So I'm seeing this opening is happening here for sure this week for the 2 of you. It could be just the processing of aligning to this that they're experiencing this week here, and they're being held by God is what I'm hearing. They're safe. It feels just like a releasing needs to come. Truths being revealed is what I'm hearing. More understanding about themselves. It feels almost like an integration energy of their value and their worth. And these are conclusions as well from God to help them align with who they naturally are. And this is a necessary alignment that's coming in. It's connected with their solar plexus and feeling like confident and sovereign and independent. So it feels like a power of recovery is coming back. They've been going through the past few weeks. We did a lot of soul retrieval stuff in the extended readings for them here, getting them grounded back into their body. And so this is probably an integration of all of that now. And that's going to move them on this new timeline, go through this door of opportunity that's opening up. I'm just seeing 7-11. That's going to be right after the Capricorn full moon on Friday. So the full moon could be breaking this here. And then Saturn goes into retrograde on Sunday. So that could be with that Saturn system pulling back. It could allow this opportunity here of sovereignty in us to come forward. And it's in our DNA strands is what I'm hearing. So Capricorn new moon, this is probably connected from the past 6 months as well, from the new moon to the Capricorn full moon, that this alignment's been coming in here to have this new beginning, this fresh start is what I'm hearing it as. So they're not, it's like it aligning them to also be a more committed partner, and it's coming through a confident state of sovereignty and leadership. So what I'm seeing is like when they're not, I'm hearing like feeble, but when they're not in their sovereign masculine, I feel like that's when I'm hearing people dictating over them can come in, and they're also like behaving in an immature way, and that could be what's leading to not committing, multiple partners, bad choices. We've been clearing addictions off of them and that codependency on the coping mechanisms. And it's like a lack of structure, a lack of a plan, no direction, no taking charge of your life and control and being the leader. So this is elevating them up consciously into that here. And the more that they can align with that and out of the victimhood consciousness, that they're able to override what this has been here and let these things go. So it's a leadership energy, and God is in charge. And I feel like this confidence, this power that they're being given, this boost of energy, is going to continue, which could really be strong in Leo season for them as well, helping them step up into taking back control over their life here, and especially over the energies that were constantly in the way and controlling the dynamics of their life, and moving past this layer here for good. It feels like just charging through it, bulldozing through it, not um, stopping to have a conversation to make sure somebody's okay with their new persona, their new personality, their boundaries, these sorts of things, right? It's like they're just going to keep going and not really care about how, because that's all they've been doing, is being concerned about how that affects the other people around them that don't, it's a rejection wound here, that don't want them to be an evolved masculine, essentially. So that's time is up for them here. A lot of that has been connected to parents and mother wounds and siblings and stuff like this, ancestry, basically belittling them as well here to control them. So yeah, they have to overcome this and not let that dark feminine be the boss of their life here any longer, and not care about that entity's feelings, essentially here, and put themselves first, essentially. So in their blocks, we have the King of Cups coming through with the Ace of Cups, and then trigger, overreacting, respond rather than react, avoiding decisions, and avoiding emotions as well. So this is like the breakthrough is coming in here, especially because they have been processing this on an emotional level the past few weeks. So this trigger is going to keep coming up here. It could be like they're kind of frustrated, no more patience for this. The Seven of Wands is like having to defend themselves and like stay, it feels manipulation tactics, like stay stuck in this dynamic, or fighting to defend themselves constantly, and explain themselves, all this sort of stuff here, which I feel like they've had to do their whole life, and be manipulated on some sort of way here. Like even after arguing and fighting and trying to get their way, they always just let the other person win, because it's like they don't want to have that fight. It's easier to just like not deal with this, right, and be passive. And so that has to definitely end. However, this could be at work, this could be any sort of sector. They could be very sovereign in multiple ways, but in one way or another, or generally here, there's still, this is going to continue coming up and out of them, so that they can get their own value and worth here, and not stay emotionally stuck. It's something with connected to the consciousness on this level, feeling more of God in them as well, and their sovereignty through the Most High. And that's going to help heal the shadow wounding here for them. So this trigger is to get them to this King of Cups energy, this new emotional status, basically, of themselves. I feel like they've been avoidant of emotions. They've been not able to actually have the capacity to feel deep, unconditional love before, or have that received either, even if they've been in multiple relationships. In life in general, I feel like there's a threshold that hasn't been broken through, that they're finally able to access here. It's just like a 5D love energy as well. So their action steps is a 3 of Swords with thinking, and then the Ace of Swords. So Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords. There is time needed. Don't make decisions. Don't react. Consider all perspectives. So this is, I think, an reevaluation here for their emotions. Like I was saying, it's like something connected with their thoughts here. And clearly understanding their nervous system, the motor neuron responses, and how the body And I think they're seeing the patterns of their old ways. So if it is like the trigger comes in, they're going to see, oh, I naturally want to shut down here. I naturally want to go have some drinks to just clear this off my mind, right? Or something like that. But now it's like, okay, I see the trigger. I see what my body wants to do to react, what my nervous system needs to cope with this, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to process through this more clearly in a more sovereign way and heal from this different perspective. And I feel like that's important so that they can let go of this. They can clearly make mature, evolved decisions here. And them taking the directive on this and taking the lead will finally put an end to this cycle and pattern that they've been in. So they have to step up, be sober, essentially, be very clear and very aware and very observant of themselves, their patterns, their reactions, the triggers, and the cycle so that they can break it, which I feel like is what's happening right now. And so the final outcome for the two of you here, we've got the Seven of Pentacles back together, reuniting, a good chance of getting back together. Things are flowing well again. And then the Tower. So something is coming in. I'm hearing like people colluding against you. This is a whole big system and template here, basically, of external energies trying to block and interfere and stop the two of you because you're chosen to interfere with this union, so this union does not unfold, right? So there's some ending around this and energy this week here, so this can continue on for the two of you. You two have gotten really far already here, and this is just the next step to, I think, completing and moving on here to the next stage of union and the next stage of sovereignty and being healed individually, because this is a really deep pattern that you have more coherence on, more like, yes, you've experienced these things your whole life, but and someone from the outside that's not experiencing this may be able to look at these things and see it more clearly. But I think because we've been so enmeshed in this trauma and patterning and programming, and this is all we've known, these experiences, that now with fresher eyes, or from the intuitive standpoint here, the guidance coming through is helping you to compartmentalize this more easily here and heal from it and actually override it and be in the driver's seat of these things. So you're not, the inner child is not in a hurt, stuck place dynamic anymore. It's like you as the parent with yourself is going to take charge and set boundaries and say no and protect yourself here instead, through accurately understanding and seeing this more clearly here. So this is what this week's about. If you want to join us for this week's extended reading, we do shamanic God codes. So this goes to both of you, your union, your family tree. It's going to support financial gain as well, as what I'm hearing. And we'll pull more cards so we can support you here to clear this out, get into alignment this week, and continue moving forward with this great shift and opportunity that's opening up this week. So we're going to be working with the Wisdom of Avalon cards as well, getting that wisdom to support the truth coming through to help you both end this pattern for good of the shadow wounding. So if you'd like to join us, the link is down below. Thank you for joining me here. God bless you and have a very blessed week. Take care.